Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our third and final day of the Davos Worldwide side panel for the COP30 Brazil conference. It's been an exciting ride so far. Lots of great panels, lots of great fireside chats, and I'm honored to have the Honorable Ms. Fiona Ma, the Treasurer of the State of California, join us for an initial keynote on this, our final day. As I'm sure you all know, there's a global reputation that California has, both as a leader in technology and a leader in economy and a leader in the environment. And I'm sure Ms. Ma will have much to share about how California is doing amazing things, and probably you should all move there. And with that, I'll hand it over to you, and let's see what's going on in California. Thanks, Fiona.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Yes, we would love for people to move to California. California, we are the fourth largest economy in the world. The rankings would be the US, China, Germany, and California if we were our own nation state. And why is that important? Well, it's important because we are not just one of the 50 states in the United States, but we really are a place of innovation. So when we talk about climate, California really set the record or started this whole momentum back in 2006 by passing AB 32, which is our Global Warming Solutions Act of 2006. This was signed by then Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, and essentially we were trying to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions to the 1990 levels by 2020. That was about a 15% reduction. So we met that goal 4 years earlier in 2016. So it showed that by stepping out there, setting these goals, focusing, being keenly focused on a couple of areas, we were able to meet our goals 4 years ahead. And back then, we were focused on refrigerants. We were focused on methane in the landfills and also electric or vehicles, emissions by vehicles. Since then, this governor, Gavin Newsom, he has been serving as governor for 7 years, established early on in his administration that any new passenger vehicle sold in California would have to be electric. So that kicked off the boom for all these electric vehicle companies to come to California. So we are still seen as a leader in terms of electric vehicles, electric vehicle battery storage, other technologies that are related to, reducing greenhouse gases for our automobiles. And then because we passed those aggressive goals, we set another goal of reducing our greenhouse gas emissions by 2030 below 40% the 1990 levels. So we are still charging forward, still trying to be the leaders in terms of sustainable green energy technology. And that, I think, is really one of California's hallmarks, is that we're willing to be that leader. Set those goals, and then hopefully other states, other countries will also follow. So come to California is definitely the message, Chris. We are open for business. We are a land of immigrants still. I am the oldest child of immigrant parents, came to this country for the dream. Now we say, come to America, but come for the California dream, because you can still make it here. We speak over 200 languages in California. We embrace diversity, equity, and inclusion. We support our ESG principles, environmental, social, and governmental principles, because in my opinion, this next generation, the young people, your kids, your grandkids, they want to have the same clean energy climate that we are enjoying today, because we're not going to be around, when they have grandkids. And they remind us that at CalPERS. They come, I call them um, they're called like the Earth Guardians, right? They're like 14 to 16-year-olds that come to our CalSTRS meetings, asking us to divest from those companies that are not transitioning to clean energy fast enough. And these are the leaders of tomorrow. And if we are not looking out for their best interests, they are not going to work for these companies. If they don't see themselves able to move up, the corporate ladder, because the leadership, the board, they're not diverse. They don't feel like if they have that, they're not representing them, and there's no path for them, they're not going to stay with these companies. So it is really in the best interest for these companies to transition to that they about the environment, the climate, the earth, the water, the air, not only to this generation, but for many generations, if they are going to remain viable companies in the future. So we thank everyone for your interest in everything, making this world cleaner, greener. But definitely in California, we are leading. We are open for business. Let me know if you want to come and invest, open up a company, manufacture, warehousing. I mean, we are all about everything, trying to bring things onshore within California, especially with all of these tariffs. It's creating a lot of disruptions around the world in terms of pricing and shipping. So we're trying to do as much as we can here in California.
Thank you very much. That is absolutely the message I think we all needed to hear. And I could personally attest, I've lived in California twice, once down south and once up in San Francisco for about a decade. It is an amazing state. The vibes are excellent. You can find anything you want there. And from a leadership perspective, there's no doubt that California is uh, at the front of the pack when it comes to economy, when it comes to environment. Um, yeah, I encourage you all to reach out to Fiona and to consider California. And for those of you who are on these panels from other states, I know we've some people from Mississippi and around the country. I don't want to assume Miss Fiona's time for her, but I'm sure she would be delighted to work with you and discuss ways that she can, your states can work together and uh, progress forward. So, thank you,
Absolutely.
everybody. Any closing words, Fiona?
I can put my contact information in the chat. Definitely, please reach out to me. Like I said, California, regardless of what's happening in the United States, California is our own kind of island. Please come check us out. We are a land of entrepreneurs, can do people. 35 out of the top 50 AI companies are located right in Silicon Valley, San Francisco, California. So we're hoping some of them are unicorns because, that's what makes California great is all of these unicorns.
Fiona, I wanted to jump in really quickly. Governor Newsom had a wonderful address in Brazil at COP30. And one of the things he pointed out, and I wanted to introduce this as more of a bipartisan thing, and saying that and I quote him in saying that California's environmental policy was actually put in place by Ronald Reagan as governor of California, and that it was actually supported by President Nixon, another Republican at the time, and that they were given California was given special status on the environment by two Republicans with absolute bipartisan support. So it is a wonderful thing to see that bipartisanship can work in helping the environment. What are your thoughts?
Yes, absolutely. As human beings, we need three things, right? We need air, we need water, and we need food. And these are the three things we should not be fighting about, right? These are essential to all of us. So I totally agree that if we could all get on the same program, focus on the basics, what is our needs as human beings? What do we all share, have in common, and work toward, cleaner air, cleaner water, cleaner food. That's where we should all work together on a bipartisan basis.
Absolutely. A little bit on the personal side. Your journey continues. You have had an incredible journey from a CPA to now Treasurer of California. Your journey continues in politics. Where do you take this next?
Yeah, so I am running for lieutenant governor next year in June. June 2nd is our primary, and the top two highest vote getters move on to November. So that if I get elected, I will be the highest API and the highest, only second woman elected lieutenant governor since 1849 in the state of California. That'll be my fifth elected position. I haven't lost yet, step by step by step by step. And I hope the voters appreciate and will vote for my qualifications and my experience.
Absolutely. We look forward to many more great things from you. But going back to California and looking at the diversity in California, California has everything from mountain terrain to deserts to the ocean to so and not only is it that, but the demography of California, the people of California are so diverse. Um, what are your thoughts about, as far as when one thinks of America, California is probably one of the best examples of it. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah. Well, clearly, because of our diversity and our principles about supporting, diversities and entrepreneurs and that entrepreneurial spirit, that's what really sets California apart. We are not trying to hold people back. We want people to come here to innovate. Silicon Valley is a great example of why California is the way it is. We are highly dependent on technology, but now we are focused on manufacturing, trying to bring some of our manufacturing processes back. We have, all the top global companies have some sort of presence in California, and that's because of our talent pool. We have excellent higher education institutions. Again, we have people wanting to come to California, staying in California, trying to, hit that next gold mine, the gold rush, as we call it, which is what makes California, San Francisco famous. So come to California, join us, enjoy our ecosystem. We will embrace you.
Thank you so much for your continued message, and we wish you all the best with the upcoming elections, as well as your continued journey in making this not only the state of California, but U.S. politics in general, and in taking it into a new direction. And as somebody who is from the younger generations, bringing that message and a message that resonates with young people to the politics in California.
Exactly.
So
You and
thank you so much. We really appreciate your time, and it's been a pleasure having you here. And if there's, and to everybody that's watching, this is not about politics. This is more about understanding California's commitment towards climate change, and to make sure that people in California can be more and more safeguarded. Thank you again, Treasurer
you.
Fiona Ma.
All right, I'll put my contact in the chat. Thank you, Anand.
Thank you.